Mr. Olympia from Bob Cicherillo for 2019 Open class.
All right. Now, this gets tough. Now, assuming that our good friend Phil Heath doesn't jump into the show in the next week or so.
That's not happening. No.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to. I kind of had some hidden hopes there that he was like this week.
We all did. But
I think that ship has sailed, unfortunately. But let's assume he's out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, man. This is the first. The one thing this thing did create this year, despite all the negativity, is it's created some excitement in that you really don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
Now, if I had to put money on it, there's two people I would actually put my wallet on. All right, that's having a shot. You got to give it. Rully Winkler, I would put, is probably the front runner. He's got the freak factor. He's beaten all these other guys before. He's got the size. If he just brings in the conditioning, if he can bring that magic mirror physique onto the Olympia.
Do you think Rowley will be mad and looking for vengeance after what happened at the Arnold in Australia? Do you think he's like his pride is like driving him forward to win this?
I mean, if this doesn't motivate you, first of all, it's a vacated title. Okay, so it's an open title. I mean, he can win it as good as anybody can win it. You got Brandon Curry and the tremendous response he's had in the last year or so. So he's established himself as one of the front runners. And then you got Dexter Jackson. All right. Now you can't count Dexter out because if you saw him in Tampa, you saw that the legs are up in size.
I'm saying that,
He's got he doesn't look old. You know what I mean? He's going to be 50 years old.
How did he get his legs back? Because his legs were starting to deteriorate slightly, and then he got them back bigger than ever.
That can be due to a couple different things. Mostly, he's got a real fine line that he's got to watch because the one thing I did notice in Tampa was the midsection was a little distracting in the prejudging. Now, he did fix it for the finals, okay? Because I got to be honest. Yeah. I had no problem having Luke Sandow ahead of him in the prejudging.
Oh, really? The judging?
Because of that. Because if you're gonna dock Phil Heath because of the midsection,
very good point.
You got to be consistent, and you got to look at him and go.
But Dexter, that is to do with. I remember speaking to George Farah, and he was saying like sometimes you'll carb him when he's really flat. You'll carb him up on even junk foods to sort of fill him out, and of course that can cause stomach bloating.
Correct. And that's the fine line Dexter has to dance on. If you're going to fill him up, he'll be bigger than a house. Legs will be big. He'll be big. But that midsection can be a problem.
And he's long-waisted.
Well, he's a little long-waisted, but he kind of gets that turtle shell thing going on there. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a problem. If you're going to take Phil Heath out of number one spot because of that, you can't overlook it with Dexter the next year. Now, if he brings it down, then he risks being not big enough, okay? So there's a real fine line that Dexter's got to hit. If he hits it, he's as good as anybody out there. But those top three are going to be battling. Now, I can't count out William Bonac because Bonac is dangerous. He's one of those guys who just creeps up on you, man. You don't really notice him until he's standing next to you, and then he put him in the center, and then you go – but he's put together, man. I mean, that guy he's a rock.
Bob, he's so consistent. He's had 13th, 8th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, 2nd at the Arnold, won the Arnold. He's got a good record.
His only issue is that because he's a little stubby, if he goes bigger, he looks blocky.
Yeah.
All right? And if he goes smaller, well, then he risks being a little bit too – I would err on the side of being a little smaller if I was him because that's what hurt him last year is he put on a little size, but he doesn't have any room to put on any more muscle. Yeah. He just don't. I mean, he's put together, but that kid could creep in there. And the dark horse of the entire show, once again, and I hate to keep bringing him in there, but it's Cedric.
You said that.
Let me tell you, if there's ever divine intervention, okay, that's on his side.
Come on, okay? Cedric, rise.
Let me put this out to you in a PSA, okay? This is it, buddy. This is your golden moment to shine. You have been bestowed upon you from above.
Imagine that.
Okay? From above.
Special invite.
The divine invitation, okay? If you can't win the show, and let me tell you, you know why Cedric's dangerous? Because he looks different than every single one of those guys. He's different. I mean, he's tall. He's good. He's a good poser. He can present his physique. He's got that Arnold-esque, physique going. Now, the only problem is we've been saying this for 10 years.
That's the problem, Bob. I always wanted him to peak, but I've never seen it, at the Olympia stage.
If anybody's got all the attributes, I mean, it's him. So if there's going to be a year that he can win it, I mean, this is it. Past those guys I just mentioned, I don't think anybody else is at that level. I mean,